Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger, and my friends, the next generation of consoles, it's getting close. It felt like a dream, felt like it's too far into the future to care about, but now the Xbox One Series X and the PlayStation 5, hey, it's the end of this year, it's gonna happen. So if you have not seen a lot of the recent reveal event stuff, I would suggest checking it out. Hey, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, or I guess Horizon Forbidden West, that looks really cool. Little Devil Inside, and hey, Bugsnax. I think Bugsnax is really cool, actually. I know I'm in the minority in that opinion, but Bugsnax is okay by my book. And we should have another Xbox event not too far in the future. The last Xbox event, well, it didn't go over too well, to say the least. But all that said, so how does this affect the fighting game community? Because, not everything's as set in stone as you might think it is. For this generation, PlayStation 4, it rules the roost. There's no arguing it, that's just how it is. The vast bulk of the FGC as a whole is on PlayStation 4. The previous generation, mostly 360. There was some PS3 as certain anime fighters didn't come out on 360 or came out way too late on 360, but for the most part, 360 was the way to go, especially for stuff like Marvel or Street Fighter, because for Street Fighter 4, PS3 skipped frames, so that was no good for nobody. So yeah, 360, the previous generation, was definitely the winner for the FGC. Now, going into the future here, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, is there a given that the PS5 will rule the FGC? And while I think it is likely, I don't think it's 100%, so hey, let's talk about it. Now, when you think why the PS4 has such a stranglehold on the fighting game community as it stands, you gotta understand it's a lot more than just PS4 generally is more popular than the Xbox One. If you gotta cut it down to one specific point, one specific issue, it is simply this. Street Fighter V is console exclusive to the PlayStation 4. You cannot play Street Fighter V on an Xbox. That is basically the long and short of it. If any one issue is it, Street Fighter V's exclusivity to the PlayStation 4 console is the reason why the FGC is on PS4 as a whole. Now, if you are not aware, Street Fighter, as far as fighting games go, is kind of a big deal. Now, we're years and years and years into Street Fighter V now, and whatever opinion you have on Street Fighter V at this point by now, it's probably not going to change, right? I love Street Fighter 4 in Season 1 and Season 2 and onwards. I didn't like a lot of things, and I kind of fell off myself personally. But Street Fighter is a powerhouse. It is, simply put, it's the definitive fighting game. It doesn't matter if Street Fighter V didn't sell as much as Tekken 7, it didn't sell as much as Mortal Kombat 11, it didn't sell as much as Dragon Ball FighterZ. In the end, Street Fighter, as far as fighting games go, is still the most recognizable brand. Street Fighter, in a lot of ways, and even if you don't play it, it is the heart and soul of fighting games. So that was kind of the long and short of it here. So we had Street Fighter V on PS4, and that decided the generation. Like, right there, right then, nothing else mattered. End of story. And to be straight up with you, if Street Fighter 6 comes out and it is PlayStation 5 exclusive, same deal. PlayStation 5 auto-wins the entirety of the FGC. If you want to play Street Fighter, then all of a sudden you need that PS5, and if you already have that PS5, you might as well buy the rest of your fighting games on PS5, right? It is pretty much that cut and that dry. Now, besides that, besides exclusivity, what else can be brought to the table? Well, one very big consideration is simply tournaments, right? Ease of portability, ease of use. These are reasons why the PC has never been a standard ever in fighting game tournaments, because they're hard to bring around. There's a million different configurations that, might not support this controller or that controller, or maybe your controller works on this PC but doesn't work on this one. The uniformity of the console really helps. And in the PS4 generation, hey, very easy, we got our 2 ports in the front, you plug it in, I plug it in, we're good to go, let's have a match. And now we're running into a problem. So the PlayStation 5 does indeed have 2 ports in the front. However, the issue here is they're not the same port. One is a standard USB port and the other one is USB-C. So if the PlayStation 4 controller standard is USB-C, you still only get to plug one in. And say if you have an arcade stick or something, and you have your standard USB port, then hey, you only get to plug one in, right? So Unless we know what the back of the machine looks like, and maybe there's more ports in the back. We don't know just yet. They have not shown the back of the machine. We're kind of in a situation where we probably have to get like a USB router or something, you know, like get multiple plugins. And then that means you'd have to have one for every single PlayStation 5 in a tournament. And that's no good. For this current generation, one of the more annoying things about the Xbox One, it only has one USB port in front. Yes, it does indeed have two more in the back, but then hey, you gotta plug them in the back. That's annoying, right? And best case scenario here for the PlayStation 5 is it has an additional USB-C and regular USB in the back, and then you'll basically have to plug in one side of one and one side of the other. And I guess since the console seemingly wants to stand normally, it's not going to be the biggest deal. You can turn sideways, but it's still annoying. The issue will also persist through the Xbox Series X, as it has all of its real ports in the back. There's only one port in the front. So in lieu of any exclusives and port annoyances for tournament stuff, I guess in the end, who will win over the FGC just comes down to who's more popular. And in this juncture, it does look like the PlayStation 5 probably has a significant lead. It's also probably going to be less expensive than the Xbox One Series X, which is definitely going to help in terms of popularity. But for now, I guess it's kind of a wait and see. Will there be exclusives on the horizon? Hey, who knows, right? King of Fighters 14 was PlayStation 4 exclusive, but I don't think KOF's a big enough game to swing the needle. But if Street Fighter 6 comes out and that's an exclusive, that's a big deal. If someone somewhere deep in a laboratory at Microsoft Studios is working on a sequel to Killer Instinct, that'd be fantastic. That is something else that can move the needle. KI, I feel, has gotten so much more love and respect for the game years after its initial launch and anywhere near its actual launch. So a lot more people will be prepared to love a Killer Instinct 2 now than they would have been before. And man, who knows what's in the future. Once again, EVO is probably where we're getting our big dump of fighting game news for the year. You know, what's coming soon, what's coming in the future, all that. And we probably will have a much better understanding at that point. And for now, I guess, hey, that's it for this video. So in the comments, you know, without getting too console warrior about it, hey, let me know what you guys think. You know, which console are you looking forward to? Where do you think the FGC will be leaning towards in the future come the next generation? And yeah, I guess that's it. So hey, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some fighting games.